What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about some people. All right, y'all, let's get into this mess. So, this is according to People magazine. So, Kyle Richards and Mauricio, y'all know Mauricio is my man. I'm still not over him laughing and kikiing and giggling with PK and Dorette. Dorette from Kentucky. Where's she from? Alabama? Girl, but girl, everybody thinks she's from the UK. Anyways, when they were laughing about Garcelle's son. But anyways, um, Kyle Richards and Mauricio have separated after 27 years of marriage. So again, this is according to People magazine. Um, a source close to the pair tells people that Kyle and Mauricio have separated. They're still living under the same roof. They're just trying to figure out what's next for them and their family. Richards is 54. She first met Mauricio, 53, at a nightclub in 1994. At the time, Richards was divorced from her first husband, with whom she had a daughter, Farrah Brittany. She's 34. Anyways, girl, long story short, honey, they separated. When I saw it, I didn't gasp. I didn't clutch my pearls. I wasn't surprised because I remember last season. Was it last season? It either was last season or the season before last, where I started seeing people on. I think it was last season. I can't remember. Anyways, I remember seeing people, not People magazine, but I remember seeing like the viewers and fans say that supposedly they were going to start to dig into Mauricio's and Cal's marriage. Now, I don't know if they meant the producers were going to start to dig. They were going to, I didn't know if they were going to make it a storyline. I don't know. And then after that, I remember seeing Cal doing interviews um, on whether or not she would return to the show. And so in my head, I was thinking, oh, girl, what if the rumors are true? And now she's basically trying to let it be known, try me if you want to, I'm leaving the show. Right? Because I'm not a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills watcher like that. Especially when you compare it to like how I faithfully watch like Potomac in Atlanta. I've always seen episodes here and there. I've always known who Cal was, always knew who Kim was, always knew who Lisa Vanderpump was, all those girls, right? But I never would watch full seasons until like season 10, basically when the black girl came on. Shout out to Garcelle Bouvet. Um, so I can't really speak on whether or not Cal has talked about her marriage before in the show, but the times I have since I've been watching the show, Cal really is just like the bone carrier. She's like the Giselle of the group. She just keeps the mess going. She never really just speaks about her own situation. And then some people would probably argue, those who probably love Cal, that she's paid her dues. I don't have a mindset like that. I believe that, girl, just because you may excel at your job the first 5 years, that doesn't mean that you get a pass to kind of just start doing what you want to do. Anyways, nonetheless, girl, I'm not surprised that her and Mauricio are separated. I'm just not. Y'all think Mauricio out here cheating? That's not the only reason why people separate. 30 years is a long time to be with somebody. 30 years is a very long time to be with someone. Maybe they just outgrew the relationship. Sometimes that happens too. People outgrow relationships. Maybe they have nothing in common. Someone said something about somebody named Allison. I guess she was on at the beginning of at the inception of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Said that once those kids grow up, they're gonna leave. They're gonna divorce. So some of y'all are saying that Allison was right. I mean, we're not gonna sit here and act like people don't stay together for the kids, and those kids are damn near grown. Who's the youngest? Portia. Well, how old is Portia? What, 14, 15? So she almost out the door. I think the other daughter was living home, right? But I think she was going to eventually move out on her own, wasn't she? I don't know, y'all, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Shout out to Mauricio, honey. Girl, Kyle, if you don't want my slam dunk up tonight, I've been wanting a piece of Mauricio, honey, for a long time. Girl, let me stop, girl. I'm always trying to sleep with somebody's married husband. I'm always trying to sleep with a married man, just trifling. All right, y'all, let's get into this. So, some of you may not watch. It's a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've watched every season, every episode. We're on season 6. It's a show that comes on TV. It comes on Saturday nights. There is a husband on the show named Maurice. And he did an interview with Carlos King, who is the producer of the show. Y'all know Carlos King. He was introduced to us through Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me lock my doors. He was introduced to us through Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Carlos King has like a YouTube channel. Maurice was on the show, did an interview, and in a nutshell, he basically said Kimmy, who is his wife, who I think she's cancer free now. Shout out to Kimmy. That when she was going through her journey with cancer, she would suffer through sex. She would suffer to have sex with him because girl, it's even gross to repeat it. He basically said that he was still having sex with Kimmy, even though Kimmy didn't have a sex drive, even though Kimmy was going through one of the most aggressive cancers out there. He was still climbing his big ass on top of her and having sex with her, even though he knew that she had to suffer through it. Girl, I'm telling you what the nigga said. Okay. It sound like some shit I just made up, huh? Because you would think that ain't nobody gonna come out of they goddamn mouth and say some shit like that. But no, I don't make shit up on my channel. I don't lie. The last person who lied got sued for $4 million. Okay, so we don't lie over here. Okay. Anyway, so a lot of people are disgusted, rightfully so. Even some of the men who are ain't shit niggas, they're even disgusted. Which kind of proves that, girl, that's how you know you really ain't shit when the other ain't shit niggas say you ain't shit, but the truth of the matter is y'all still all ain't shit niggas. So I was in the comments section, and this is according to the Neighborhood Talk. Portia Williams' baby daddy, Dennis, wants to fight Love and Marriage Huntsville cast member Maurice Scott after his interview with Carlos King. His interview was disgusting. So Dennis hit up Maurice in his DMs and said, "Let's box for charity. #cancer. 20K put up on both sides. I'll get sponsors to match 100K for charity." And Maurice hit him back and said, "Let's discuss the full details." And so this is what I said in the comment section. Okay? While Maurice's actions are worse, in my opinion, Dennis isn't some upstanding man either. We remember you dogging PJ's mama. And then someone hit me up and said that's not the same. And then someone else also hit me up and said that's not the same. And then I responded to one of the people who hit me up and I said, an ain't shit nigga is an ain't shit nigga. On a scale from 1 to 10, it's your ranking. But at the end of the day, it's still an ain't shit nigga. And I didn't say it was the same. My very first line was, while Mauricio's actions are worse, in my opinion. I didn't say anywhere they were the same. And I also responded to the other person and I said, where did I say they were the same? I literally said, while Mauricio's actions are worse, in my opinion, which means I'm acknowledging, in my opinion, what Maurice did was worse, which means I'm also acknowledging the actions are not the same. With that being said, they both still ain't shit. Then someone hit me up and said he doesn't have to be upstanding to hold someone accountable. Everyone has shit. He was being held accountable for his actions, dragged by her family, apologized multiple times, and still sees her as that his child's grandmother. I think she meant child's mother, I don't know. Has zero to do with the situation. And then I said, it's like a MURDER calling out a RAPIST. I mean, they're both horrible people. It's up for you to decide who's worst. Maurice ain't shit. Dennis cheated on his baby mama while she was pregnant, while she was going through postpartum, which we know is a very big deal. And no, everyone doesn't have shit, aka forcing their wife with cancer to have sex, or cheating on their fiance going through life, aka postpartum. So this is my whole thing. I think what's happening is Maurice is a dog. And now the other dogs are like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. When the truth of the matter is, with Dennis, for example, and y'all know I'm not even a Portia Williams fan like that. But the truth of the matter is, depending on what lens you look through it, Dennis could still be on the same level as what Maurice did. For people to say that postpartum is a very big deal, but then try and act like it's not a very big deal, I don't think you can do both. Because we know postpartum is a very big deal. Women have unalived themselves, unalived their kids, so we're not going to sit here and act like it's not. So even with Dennis coming out trying to, I guess, call her Mauricio, girl, Dennis still ain't really no better than Maurice. He still ain't no better than Maurice at all. It's just one ain't shit nigga calling out another ain't shit nigga. And then it's going to be up to you to decide who's the biggest ain't shit nigga. But at the end of the day, guess what, class? They both ain't shit niggas. Dennis was out here cheating on Portia while she was pregnant, cheating on Portia while she was going through postpartum depression. And then he comes out and wants to say another nigga ain't shit. You ain't shit either. You cheated on your baby's mother, your fiance, after she delivered your child. And gave the child your last name. You cheat on her while she's going through it. And we all know Portia was going through it, because one thing I will give Portia always have herself together. I knew Portia was going through it when Portia started walking out the house with them Steve Madden goddamn clog sandals on. I said, oh, Miss Thika's going through it. At the end of the day, for me, Maurice ain't shit. Dennis ain't shit. It is what it is. Depending on who is talking about the situation, some people would probably say that what Maurice did is worse than what Dennis did. Some people who really probably have really battled postpartum depression will probably say, girl, no. Because I've been through postpartum, and I've been through my man cheating on me and me at the house with a hollering baby, and I didn't know what I was going to do. Girl, that's some shit. That's some shit too. But I also think this too. I think that once that show came out with Portia, all of a sudden, because y'all realized that Portia was ain't shit too, and she had some ain't shit ways, that all of a sudden y'all wanted to make Dennis the good guy. No. Dennis still ain't shit and Portia ain't shit, but a lot of us already knew Portia wasn't about shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, girl, let's move on. Congratulations to Jay-Z's mom. She marries partner in New York wedding ceremony with Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy in attendance. So, girl, it looks like it was a star-studded wedding. Tyler Perry, Kelly Rowland. So Jay-Z's mom has tied the knot. This is according to TMZ. Tyler Perry, Kelly Rowland, Robin Roberts, Corey Gamble, and Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles. And yes, B and J were both front and center for Gloria, who said I do to marry her partner, Roxanne Wilshire. We're told the whole thing wrapped up around 1 a.m., so there was plenty of fun to be had by all. So shout out to Miss Gloria. Gloria, my Gloria. Things ain't been the same since you went away. Yes, shout out to Jesse. I heard that. I think that's a remake. Some of y'all, girl, y'all act like. Let me shut up. I think that was a remake. I only know it from Jesse Powell though. You know he passed away a few months ago. Shout out to Jesse Powell. Girl, anytime I sing a song and then I say somebody sung it, there's gonna be like 5 people in the comment section who gonna be like, "That is not who sung that song. They remade it." Okay, girl, I don't know, girl. My bad. Yeah, I know that bitch sung it. That's why I said she sung it. I don't know if 15 people sung the song before him. I knew I was introduced to the song through Jesse Powell. So I don't need nobody to get in the comments saying talking about girl. Oh, girl. All right, so Michael Jordan says he doesn't approve of his son Marcus Jordan's relationship with Larsa Pippen. So neighbors get into this. Michael Jordan is not a happy daddy. Paparazzi caught up with the ex-athlete outside a restaurant in Paris to ask about his 32-year-old son Marcus' relationship with his ex-teammate's ex-wife Larsa Pippen, 48, and it's safe to say he ain't feeling it. Larsa and Marcus have been making headlines for the past year for a very strange arrangement, giving the history of the former spouse and his father. While leaving the restaurant, Michael was asked if he approved of the relationship between the two, at which he laughed. And then they asked him again, and he screamed "No" for the whole crowd to hear. Looked like Michael definitely didn't give his blessing to the couple. He probably said that because he don't like Scotty, and Scotty don't like him. I mean, at the end of the day, girl, I think 100%. I think most people 100% thought that it was strange when they first started talking. I'm just gonna talk for myself. I thought in my head, I always thought that Michael and Scotty were cool, and I had in my head that like the wives used to probably hang out, and like Lars would probably hang out with Juanita, and like she would probably like be around the house with the kids. And so I thought that that's what happened, and so I was like, this is weird. But then Larsa comes out and says that girl, she never met Juanita, she never hung out with them, she never knew them like that. And so I'm like, okay, I guess, girl. At the end of the day, girl, Larsa is grown, Michael is grown. Marcus is grown. Girl, Larsa got her own money. Okay? So it ain't like she over there just using Marcus for his money. Michael's money, whoever money it is. It is what it is. Girl, do I think it's going to last? No. Larsa and Marcus Jordan are not going to last. At all. He's 32. She's 50. And Larsa, girl, y'all always talk about the hoes not getting no man. Every time I look at the hoes, got a man. Girl, the hoes gonna have a man. Honey, okay. Anyways, y'all, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Baby. Girl, it's almost like someone, baby. What's he doing, baby? It's like someone who robs elderly people, right? And then you have someone who has, unalived someone, and then you have someone who took a woman back to a hotel room and violated her, right? While depending on who you ask, right? Some people will put certain things as, girl, this is worse than that. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is you still all ain't shit niggas. So while the person who robbed old people in the middle of the day, like, girl, you want to point your finger, you want to sit here and try to judge this person for doing this, girl, you bad too. You might not be on the same level, but girl, you still a hot ass mess. And I feel like that's what Dennis is trying to do. Well, yeah, girl, I cheated on my baby mama, and I know she had postpartum depression, and I still cheated on her again. But damn, I wasn't out here trying to make my wife have sex with me knowing she had cancer. You're still a trash box. And depending on who you ask, especially the women who have probably went through extreme postpartum depression, they'll probably tell you, bitch, you can't tell me nothing, girl, because that shit was horrible. And then some people who probably never have experienced postpartum depression will probably say that what Maurice did was worse because they probably never had to experience something like that. God just saw something on the neighborhood talk on one of the blogs the other day. This white lady unalived herself after giving birth. The first time she gave birth, they were saying how she really went through it, dealing with postpartum depression, but she made it through it, and so they were kind of nervous because of what happened the first time. The second time after having a baby, the the second time after having a baby, she didn't make it through. So I think for those who try and sweep what Dennis did under the rug as not that bad, no, I'm not gonna let y'all do that. Not in front of my face. I said what I said. In my opinion, I do think that what Maurice is doing or did was worse than what Dennis did. However, I'm definitely not excusing what Dennis did. So while I feel as though situations like this is for us to point the finger at Maurice, unfortunately to me, for Dennis and all the other ancient niggas, y'all can't say shit. Why are you even a part of the conversation? Some of us can be a part of the conversation. But Dennis and the other ancient niggas, you can't be an ancient nigga and call out another ancient nigga because you think he more of a bigger ancient nigga than you. Hello? Anyways.